There has been a lot of talk about this interest waiver scheme. The government was not interested in waiving interest, but Gajendra Sharma, an optician having a shop in Agra, filed a case in the Supreme Court. A lot of institutions and lot of people joined in that case, and the case continued. Under pressure from the Supreme Court, the government was forced to announce a loan interest waiver scheme. Let us understand and let's take a look. Welcome back to Berich. Under enormous pressure from the Supreme Court, the central government was forced to announce a watered down scheme. The government announced a scheme in which they would give some interest subsidy to people who had loans of less than 2 crores. So, the scheme was notified yesterday. Let's take a look and see what is there in the scheme. So, whom does the scheme, which loans cover in this scheme? The MSME scheme, the MSME loans, educational loans, housing loans, consumer durable loans, credit card loans, auto loans, personal loans, consumption loans. Who are eligible to give this interest write-off? All lending institutions are supposed to give a write-off. Now, this includes banks, non-banking finance companies, housing finance companies, and in any institution registered with the Reserve Bank of India. Who is eligible for the scheme? All borrowers are eligible for the scheme. Even those who did not opt for moratorium and paid regular installments are supposed to get back some credit. So, what is the scheme? The scheme says that interest is normally compounded and the formula used is compound interest. Instead, for this 6 periods under the moratorium, simple interest will be calculated and only the difference between the compound interest and the simple interest will be paid by the Government of India from the Consolidated Fund of India. How does it affect you? Suppose you have a loan of 50 lakhs and you are paying an interest of 8%. For this 6 months, the simple interest would be 2 lakhs. The compound interest will come to roughly 2,12,250 rupees. The government says that it will refund 12,250 rupees to you. This is not much, but there is some relief for the borrower. Much more needs to be done for the small and entrepreneur. But beggars cannot be choosers and this should be taken. One should move it very quickly and write to the people from whom you have borrowed money. Find out what is the amount that you are going to get and the amount should be credited by the first week of November. Please ensure this is your right. This comes from the tax money that the countrymen have paid and therefore you have a right to take it. The banks have to collate all these details and submit my claim by December of 2020. The Government of India will repay this loan interest in time over a period of time. The expected gap is supposed to be between 5,000 to 7,000 crores from the exchange. This scheme actually does not actually benefit more than 70% of Indians because they don't have access to credit from organized sector. As usual, it is the middle class and the upper middle class who are in a position to borrow in credit card, personal loans and loan against property or buy a car who have benefited in this scheme. But of course, they must benefit for it was the government that did not allow them to go to work and therefore they are entitled to this benefit. The rate of interest will be the loan agreement will be decided by the agreement between you and your lender and the rate applicable on 29th February will be applicable to the scheme. As far as the credit card scheme is concerned, the interest applied will be the average rate for the EMI charge and not the 2.5% that the cardholders charge. As I said before, all loan borrowers are supposed to benefit by this scheme. So please make sure whether you have applied for moratorium or whether you have not applied for the moratorium, as soon as you hear this podcast, please go to your nearest banker and take your money and pressurize with the banker. The scheme has many lacuna that you have to pressurize the banker and give a claim in writing Otherwise, the banker may or the non-banking finance company may delay it. The ball is in your court and you need to push it. Thank you for watching Be Rich. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification. If you use Kindle, you can buy the book using the Kindle link given below. If you want a hard copy, send a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would get in touch with you. At the very end, if you want to get in touch with me, please send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. I am grateful for your support of Berich.